Hey there, all my fellow Styrenians. There's that word again. I have to look that up. Couple things here. First off, what was it? There's been a couple people ask what I use for a stand for my iPhone when I'm not just have it sitting on the counter like I do now. I'll show you what I got. It basically consists of some redneck engineering. What it is a cheap tripod I got with my photo booth, and the legs fold out. And then this contraption was simply built out of a little ingenuity with a welder. I got a couple nuts on there. Your tripod stands, the ones I have are just quarter 20 threaded. I got a couple quarter 20 nuts and a washer and some coat hanger. Just mangled it up so it holds the phone. And it looks hideous, but it works. So that's what I use. I do know you can buy them online, Amazon, eBay, an actual holder, little stands for your iPhone, but I wanted to do mine on a budget. I had access to a welder, so that's the way I went. So there's that question. This is going to reveal my 49 Mercury, my Buckeye Scale Auto Club Christmas build. This is the kit I ended up with at the end of our Christmas party last year, and the rule is whichever kit it's kind of a white elephant, you kind of trade around, everybody trades up until the last guy's done, and when that's done, then whatever kit you end up with, you're supposed to build for the Christmas party the following year. That being said, this Merc was going to be a rat rod. I've started out making changes to it, and I'll show you what I did. And I was going to paint it red, and I didn't care for the way the red and rust go. When you rust it out on a red, the tone difference is too subtle, and when I make them rusty, I like it to stand out. So I was trying to decide what other color I could use. My wife says paint it green. Okay, fine. The one green I have in there in the can, because I didn't feel like using the airbrush, and the greens I have I didn't feel like using on it. Don't think they would do the car justice. I had this emerald green metallic by Testers. It's one of their lacquer, two-part lacquer finishes. Once I sprayed that on there, the rat rod went out the window. This color, I love it. It's gorgeous. Got that done, got it painted, and then I used the Testers Ultra Gloss Clear Coat. They changed their formulation, because before, when I'd mix it with the lacquer thinner, it'd only take 2-3 days for it to really cure enough where you could handle it and not worry about fingerprints, or if you wanted to sand it, whatnot. For some reason, the new stuff, I noticed they changed. It's a little bit darker in color, but I'll tell you what, if you have the patience to wait on it, this stuff is phenomenal. It's just beautiful, beautiful clear on there. It's thick, it's deep. In the right light, it almost looks like you can reach your hand in, and looks like it's got that much depth. So anyways, being as it was going to be a rat rod, I'll show you some of the changes I made and alterations, and we'll let you take a look at it. Okay guys, here she comes in all her stupendous glory. The beauty. I still haven't thought of a name for it, but that's my baby. I'd say to this date, this is probably one of my best kits. Went outside the box on this one, and I did stuff I don't normally do. We'll start with the exhaust. Being as it's going to be a rat rod, I went and cut holes in the fender for the exhaust to come out. Oops. And which still works. In all honesty, I think it's kind of cool, and it's something you don't see every day. But it was going to be a little more radical with the rat rod. So that changed. Of course, I de-chromed all the bumpers and the trim because I didn't want to go with chrome. I went with this grill. It looks more menacing, and it was going to be a little bit different color. I did use the pinstripe out of the kit on the hood and the trunk. Disregard the flakes of styrene and stuff floating around here. Static's going crazy today. The headlights I had to clean up, trim down so they fit in there flush. That's the biggest hassle I had with this whole kit. I decided to go with a custom wheel, and I forget what kit these are out of, and it's a lower profile tire, and I was going to leave it black and decided that the white walls just looked better with this tribal decal, which came out of the 80 Bronco kit. It's got these and red ones in it, and I mean, they're really nice. I think I worked with these for about a half hour a side, 45 minutes a side, something like that, to make sure they got them in the door jambs and around the fender skirt, because it's actually straighter than how I have it on here, and I just worked it just so it would come down and it flows with the body more. The rear wheels, same. Can't see them, but to keep in true form, I had to put those on there so it's got the same ride. The tires, had to do the white walls on those. We did the blacked out trim. Back her around here. I don't know how well we'll see this show up in the videos better. I still got to think of a name for it, for a license plate. I don't know if we can get that close, but the tail lights here, they're the teardrops that are Frenched in, and this is some cranky gold. I finally bought me some of that and was trying to think of something to use it for, and I was going to use it on some other things with this build, but since it went to custom instead of rat rod, I just stuck with the tail light lenses there. Well, the bezel's more than the lens, but I think they came out pretty cool. The undercarriage, nothing special. The drive shaft barely fit. It was just a touch short, so I had to add a little custom drive shaft to it. But otherwise, everything went in just the way it should. And of course, I got the exhaust on this side. And hold on just a second. Oops. Sorry about that. I did make a custom visor for it. Drilled all the holes out. The outers are actually bigger than the inners. Get a little bit different. I still think it's a little crooked. Just a touch. I knocked it off when I was putting it together and trying to put it back together. And this is where it gets fun. Hold on just a second and I'll give you a look at the underhood. Hold on just 1 minute. Alright. Now, we got out of my comfort zone. And I doubt you'll see it in the video, and I doubt you'll see it in the picture, but I took this is a 454 big block as opposed to the Cadillac motor. I wanted to be different. Of course, it was going to be a rat rod, but even when I changed, I still wanted to do it a little different. Went ahead and ran heater hoses, radiator hose, made a little alternator bracket. I got fuel lines, the Parts by Parks care of Extreme Scale Details, air cleaner element. It has wire looms on the wires, which I normally don't do because I just don't get into that tedious bit of work. I do have a master cylinder here that wasn't with the kit. Went a little bit different. And I don't know if you'll see it in the video. Oh, you might be able to see a little bit. We got a return spring and throttle linkage. And then there is a throttle cable back here. It's a little hard to see in the... There we go. Then of course I got photo etch, valve cover, oil fill cap, radiator cap. So there's a few things on this car that I've done different that I've never done. And then the interior in this is the cloth that Detroit Muscle put me onto. I got the piping. Interior just turned out way too cool. And if I had tried, I couldn't have done a better job of tying all the colors together. The tribal decal with the light white turning gray and the black outline, the blacked out, I think it just all fell together pretty good. So I'm extremely happy with it. Hope you guys enjoyed looking at it. I'll have some pictures that have some better detail. You can see some of the stuff a little better, and you know, for being starting out as a rat rod, I even filled the I don't know what you want to call that there, where the door hood hinges would have gone through. I filled those in because it wasn't going to have a hood. But it'll still sit on there. I can put a little prop rod on it, and it'll still sit up for display. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoy it. Appreciate your time for watching it. Comment, rate, subscribe, and we'll talk to you later. Keep the glue flowing and have a good afternoon.